So now we're gonna do some more practice titration questions. So again, I'm gonna find the volume of KMnO4 used by subtracting the final from the initial. This should give me 17.4 milliliters. This should give me 16.9 milliliters. This should give me 16.7 milliliters, and this should give me 16.8 milliliters. I'm going to eliminate the one that I know doesn't fit the pattern. I'm going to add these all together and divide it by 3 to get my average volume of 16.8 milliliters. Now I'm going to make my net ionic equation. I know that this is permanganate again. So it is MnO4 minus aqueous plus 8H plus aqueous plus 5 electrons to produce Mn2 plus aqueous plus 4 H2O's liquids. And then my other is a tin 2 solution, so SN2 plus aqueous to produce SN4 plus aqueous plus 2 electrons. I can see that my electrons aren't equal in both half reactions, so I'm going to multiply the top by 2 and the bottom by 5. So 2 MnO4s, 16 H pluses, 10 electrons, 2 Mn2 pluses, and 8 waters, and down here 5 SN2 pluses, 5 SN4 pluses, and 10 electrons, which means that I now can cancel out my electrons and make my net ionic equation. 2 MnO4 minus aqueous plus 5 SN2 plus aqueous plus 16 H plus aqueous gives me 2 Mn2 plus aqueous plus 5 SN4 plus aqueous plus 8 H2O liquids. Now I have to do my stoichiometry. I know that we used a 10 milliliter volume, so 10.0 milliliters of SN2 plus times 1 liter over 1,000 milliliters. That should cancel that out. Then times 0.0500 moles per 1 liter of solution, so that should cancel that out. Now I know that I have 2 permanganates for every 5 tins, so 2 MnO4 minus for every 5 SN2 plus. Those cancel. Then I am going to divide everything by my volume of titrant. So I'm going to divide 16.8 divided by 1,000, which should give me 0.0168 liters. So I'm going to divide everything by 0.0168 liters, which should give me a concentration. So square brackets often mean concentration in chemistry of 0.0119 moles per liter of KMnO4. So in this experiment, what are our responding variables? It's the volume of titrant that we used. What are our manipulated variables? Volume of sample solution What did we control? The concentration of solutions and the endpoint color that we accepted. As end. So just remember that the manipulated variable is the variable that you change. The responding variable is the variable that changes as a result of your change. And the controlled variables are all the things that you keep the same. So now we're going to do this example. The following evidence was obtained during the titration of sulfurous acid with an acidic potassium permanganate solution. So we're going to do final minus initial, which should give us a volume of 8.50 milliliters, 8.65 milliliters, 8.60 milliliters, and this should be 8.00 milliliters. So obviously that one's the one that we decide to get rid of. If we add all of these together and divide by 3, we should get an average of 8.58 milliliters of solution. Now we need to calculate the concentration of sulfurous acid in our sample, in our burette. So we take the half reaction H2SO3, which is sulfurous acid, plus water, H2O, liquid, gives us SO4 2 minus plus 4H plus 2 electrons. And so you can find that on your data table. And then our good old standard permanganate, MnO4 minus plus 8H plus 5 electrons gives us Mn2 plus 4H2O liquid. So now what we're going to do is we're going to look at our electrons. I have 5 down here and 2 up here. So I'll just flip the coefficients as per usual. I'll multiply the top by 5 and the bottom by 2. So this would give me 5 sulfurous acids, 5 H2Os, 5 SO4 2 minuses, 20 H pluses, and 10 electrons. On the bottom, 2 MnO4s, 16 H pluses, 10 electrons, 2 Mn2 pluses, and 8 waters. So now I'm going to make sure that the top and bottom don't have duplications. So I have 16 H pluses down here and 20 up here. So I'm just going to cross those out. And I'm going to leave 4 up there. Then I am going to, I have 5 waters here and 8 waters here, so I'm just going to cross those out. And I'm going to add 3 here. I'm going to cross these electrons out because they balance and everything else should be good. So your result is 5H2SO3 aqueous plus 2 MnO4 2 minus to give you 5SO4 2 minus plus 4H plus 2 Mn2 plus 3 H2O liquid. So now I'm going to use this to do my stoichiometry. So I know that I have 8.58 milliliters of MnO4 minus. Now I'm going to multiply it by 1 liter over 1,000 milliliters, and I'm going to cancel out that milliliter volume. Now I know my concentration of KMnO4 was 0.310 moles per liter. I'm going to cancel out my liters. Then I know my ratio of SO4 to MnO4 minus is 5 to 1, so 5 SO4 2 minus for every 2 MnO4 2 minus, so 2 to 5. These cancel here, and then I'm going to say that I'm going to convert this 1,000 or 100 milliliters into liters by dividing this by 1,000, which is equal to 0.100 liters. So I'm going to multiply it by 1 over 0.100 liters, which should give me a final concentration of 0.06665 moles per liter. Or if I want to do it in scientific notation, 6.5 times 10 to, or 6.6 times 10 to the negative 2 moles per liter, because I'm going back 1, 2, and actually it should be 6.67 because I'm going to round this up. Why am I rounding it up? Because actually, yeah, no, I shouldn't have to round this actually, because everything should be 3 significant digits. So it should be, or 6.65 times 10 to the negative 2 moles per liter of SO4 2 minus of H2SO4. That's our concentration of our acid. So for 46, this is a challenge one because it is a double titration. You can skip this. If you're enthusiastic, you can do it, but it's not going to be on any test. So now we're going to answer some diploma style questions. For this one, an iron ore sample was washed and treated in order to convert all the iron into iron 2. The solution was titrated with KMnO4, and an unbalanced redox reaction is here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to balance that redox reaction. So we know that we have iron 2, Fe2 plus, is converted into Fe3 plus. It has to lose an electron. We know our standard MnO4 minus plus 8H plus 5 electrons. We've written this many, many times. Mn2 plus 4H2O. I have to multiply the top by 5 to get our lowest common multiple again. So 5 Fe2 plus, 5 Fe3 plus, and 5 electrons. These cancel, which should give me a net ionic of 5 Fe2 plus MnO4 minus plus 8H plus, which should give me 5 Fe3 plus Mn2 plus 4H2O. And so if I were to use my stoichiometry again, I would say, I'll do it in a different color so that you can see. 50 55.0 milliliters times 1 liter over 1,000 milliliters, those cancel, times 1 mole over is it one? Sorry. Times 1 or 0.100 moles over 1 liter times 5 Fe2 plus over 1 MnO42 minus. And so this is MnO42 minus. So those cancel. And then we're going to multiply this by 55.85 grams per mole. And so moles cancel, which should give us 1.4 or 54 grams of iron ore in the sample. So even though they're multiple choice, they can be quite long to do. So this next one, use the following empirical observations to answer additional questions. So which observations are true for the titration of this and this? So what you will see is it'll go from purple to pink. So number 2 is an answer. So if it doesn't have number 2, we can cross it out. And then what you also have to observe is you're consuming H+. So it's going from acidic to less acidic. So it's going from a low number to a high number, so pH increases. So your best answer is B, 2, and 3.